It's the TEFL Express podcast, brought to you by TEFL Express, your partner in the world of teaching English as a foreign language. For all the latest and greatest in the world of TEFL training and materials, please visit our website at teflexpress.co.uk. Enjoy the show!
Hi, this is the TEFLCast, and my name is Adam. Today we have a guest with us. His name is Chris Melon, and Chris is actually a friend of mine who I've known for years. Chris, can you go ahead and introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, my name's Chris Melon. I was born in Kingston, Ontario, Canada. I currently live in Edmonton. Taught in China for 4 years and probably another 3 or 4 in Thailand. Love teaching ESL. Not doing it right now. Wish I was, but hopefully I'll be doing it again soon.
And what made you want to get into TEFL teaching and ESL in the first place?
I didn't really necessarily want to teach at first. I just wanted to travel more than anything else, and I just didn't like my job at the time, wasn't really doing much with my life, and just daydreamed about being just about anywhere except where I was at, and constantly checking newspapers, checking online to just see what else was out there. And then just one day, just saw an ad in the paper saying teaching English abroad, talking about teaching English abroad. And that's pretty much how it snowballed. Looked more into it, found out how to do it, found out how much it would cost, and finally just decided to do it. And I'm so glad I did. It's changed my life completely. It even changed the type of person I am. If it weren't for this, I have no idea what I would do with most of my life. I've pretty much made this a career, even though I'm not doing that now. I'm still I'm going back to school so I can get kind of better paying teaching jobs. So I've made a career out of this.
When I met you, we kind of both ended up working in Canada at the same job, the same location, and that's where we met. And I remember at some point, I don't remember when, maybe a few months into the job, we were just casually talking, and I mentioned how I was just starting to take a TEFL course myself, and then I think that's when I found out that you were even remotely interested in the same sort of thing.
I made that decision to do this before I took the job where we met. I was doing it online, and I think you did yours in person. It took me a long time to complete mine because I made the decision to pay off my car before I was going to go. If I didn't have that car, I probably would have never even met you. I probably would have been in China. But that's not really typical for most people to wait that long to do a TEFL course. It was just the way I did it. Probably took me a year and a half, if you can believe that, to do the course. Just because I didn't see a rush to doing it, because I had another 2 years left on the lease of my car, which looking back, I don't know why I really did that, but I was in my 20s and felt like it was a responsible thing to do. But that's a common thing with most people doing a TEFL course and then deciding where and when to go, is to just wrap up odds and ends at home. And those are mine. A lot of people need to sell houses or figure out what to do with pets or whatever it may be. So that's it's totally normal for people getting into teaching.
But would you say this is in your life, having to pay off the car, having to get things in line before you left, would you say that was a very good benefit then of doing an online course as opposed to like what I did, an in-person, in-classroom course?
I don't really know. Like I didn't do the course in class, and right. Had I did that, I'd have to go to another city because the town where we lived, I don't think offered services at the time. So I wouldn't say it's a benefit either way. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know, but I don't really have a lot of input as to that. But like I said earlier, tying up loose ends is something that everyone would have to go through for most people. Even if you're a recent grad, I'm sure there'd be things you'd have to do if you were leaving school anyways. I
did end up coming abroad a little bit before you, and I remember when you arrived in China, and we went and met up, of course, and it was great. Good to see you, and just a cool experience to see you in such a different atmosphere, like seeing you abroad as well. It's not something that when we met, I would have believed that as a spot we'd be in 2 years. So, it was really interesting, and it's really cool. But what initially made you want to go to China, for example, where you first went? Was there anything that stood out about China in general that made you want to go, or just something you decided last minute?
Basically, the reason I went to Beijing is because you live there. And I knew if everything went horribly wrong, at least I'd have two friends, you and Tasha. Right. So I looked at that as a benefit. But I didn't know anything about China before I left there, or before I left Canada to go there. Mm-hmm. The reason I chose is because there were a lot of jobs that had a higher salary than other countries. Right. And it seemed a lot of sites advertised China as being a good place to start regardless. So that's why I decided to go there.